Alright, hello everybody, what's happening? Welcome back to another video. Sorry, I'm still sick actually, but welcome back to another video. A little bit of a late match reaction, a little bit delayed, but this is the match reaction for Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. Little caveat, I put Marcelo on the left-hand flank. I know he's not playing, but I did put Marcelo there. I know it's Nacho playing. I just don't have Nacho's jersey. I wanted to fill the gap. It would have looked kind of weird. But anyways, I'm surprised to see some people on. I think it may because different times and things like that. But thank you for being on, you guys. Really do appreciate it. Los Merengues TV says, need someone alongside Benzema to be an offensive threat. He can't do it alone. Thank you for bringing that up, Los Merengues TV. Very, very, very true. I noticed that, at times when we were crossing, the only person really that was in the box was Karim Benzema that provided really an aerial threat. And we were just putting crosses into the box, and really it was just futile. And the reason I say that is because you're putting crosses in the box, and the only person that can get on the cross is Benzema. And then, you have Benzema in the box, and then you have all these Atletico Madrid defenders. I mean, Benzema can't do anything with all those players, and that's what Los Merengues TV is referring to. So a good point from that. Need a fox in the box, says Los Merengues TV. That would probably be Luka Jovic. He has to come good. Hopefully he comes good pretty soon. But yeah, that would be Luka Jovic. And Los Merengues TV says, defensively we have improved in the process, saved Courtois again. My conspiracy theory is that if we're good defensively, if we have this kind of bulwark at the back, then Courtois can play every single game, no problem, right? That's my conspiracy theory. But no, in all seriousness, we are doing really, really good defensively. Very, very surprised. Zidane really... He talked a lot about this in the post-match press conference, and defensively we are looking really, really sound, and I think that's very, very good signs. It seems like Zidane is building something, and I think that's what people were really doubting Zidane at the beginning. That there wasn't anything to be built on, and that was the kind of worrying thing at the beginning. So it's very, very good to see that defensive solidity. At the back. Hazard by himself. Yeah, Hazard was kind of absent. I knew this was going to kind of happen. He was going to have these kind of games. He will come good. And I know Zidane was kind of saying this. He will come good. And yes, he will come good. I think the only thing with Eden Hazard, for me, what I saw, he didn't have a lot of support on that side. Maybe it's just me. I saw that in the second half. But I mean, he didn't have the best games, and I saw that he was just getting, he was getting covered. The passing lanes were getting covered to him, so it's kind of difficult. It is kind of difficult when you're having to deal with that. Hello, K. Alexander. Thank you for being on, dude. James, thank you for being on, dude. Good to see you. And Jonas, thank you for being on. Actually, it's so early in the morning, for some people, and for some people it's later on in the day. It's perfect, but yeah, it's kind of nice to have different times. Actually, try to make the times a little bit different, but it can lead to a convoluted schedule. James says that save from Oblak. I know, dude. That save was top class. Oblak is a world class keeper. That's the thing with Oblak. He's really, really, really a world class keeper. And Jonas says Bale was our only threatening player. He was. I have to say, but he did miss a couple chances. There was a chance where he had acres of space and he just skies it. And then there was a header from the Nacho cross where it kind of goes out. So. I wish I would have seen, in terms of that, I wish I would have seen Bale finish and just won a chance or something along those lines. But yeah, Jonas, you're right. He was the only attacking player that was threatening. But you could say Benzema was pretty threatening as well. So yeah, it was just Hazard really. Hazard was really absent from the game. And Jonas said Hazard fits better in a tiki-taka teams like City or Barcelona. He doesn't fit counter-attacking teams, in my opinion. I think that's a good point. I do see him play that tiki-taka style. I have seen him play on the counterattack, but he does fit that system better. I have to admit. I guess he could say that. And it does kind of suck, but man, he'll come good. He's got the quality. I think he'll come good. James says, I feel we might actually win La Liga or CL this season. I think I'm just so surprised that we're first in La Liga. I mean, considering. Everyone was saying, everyone was so dismal at the beginning of the campaign. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to win anything. Me, myself included. I didn't think we were going to win anything. Right now, we're in first in La Liga. It's really, really surprising. And, we have to give credit to Zidane. As much as we wanted to give him credit in the bad times, as much as we want to say, Zidane's the blame for the bad times. Zidane's also has to be given credit for the good times. So James says we look far better than Barca and Atleti, Juve, Tottenham, and about the same level as Bayern and Dortmund. Yeah, Barca, I think we're at level. It seems. I don't want to be too quick with Barcelona, but I do have to say we do look slightly better than Barcelona. Atletico, I think we are slightly better than Atletico, and I think Zidane was also referring to this in the post-match press conference. He was always saying that we deserved all the 3 points. We were the better team. We didn't concede any chances. So yeah, there you go for that. And only City and PSG and Liverpool look better since James. Yeah, that's a very good point. I think those teams probably do look a little bit better. PSG, yeah, you're right. Actually, after the 3-0 loss, I have to say that PSG are looking better. Hello, guys. Can you give me an update? Oh, not too much, Little Soccer League Academy. We just started out by saying Zidane provided a lot of, solidity at the back. Defensively, we were very sound. Zidane obviously spoke a little about offensively, things going on there. So just that, really. We didn't talk too much yet. Little Soccer League Academy says, Oblak is a god. We need to buy him and activate his release clause. I would too. I would too. I think, if we can have Courtois just go back to Atletico Madrid and get Oblak, that would be great. But no, I'm just kidding. Look, in all seriousness, we'll have to see. I know for me, Courtois, I can't back him anymore, but it is what it is. Los Merengues TV says Cruz was man of the match. Cruz man of the match, easily, hands down. Man was everywhere, be it holding, passing accuracy to 2 shots on target, put in 3 key passes, and was successful in 5 ground duels. If not for him, Saul would have done stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. Los Merengues TV, I think Cruz was definitely man of the match. I didn't see anyone better than him on the pitch. Benzema overall had a good game. Bale, I thought it was kind of, although he provided the threat, I thought, in terms of finishing, I wish we would have seen a little bit more from Gareth Bale, because I know he's got it in him. And that's the thing with Gareth Bale, is that in terms of finishing, he's got it in him, And I wish he would have just finished a couple chances, at least one chance. That's all we needed. And James says, we've only conceded 1 shot on target in the last 3 games, and it was on the 89th minute to Atletico. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I think defensively we're just looking really, really good. And I know that Real Madrid, we're not really affiliated to defensive solidity. I don't think that's the right word, solidarity. I don't even know it's the right word. But we're not affiliated to that kind of style of play, I guess. But to be defensively sound is a very, very good thing. I know Zidane was talking about in the post-match press conference, he was talking about being defensively sound, and he knows that there's problems going forward. And the next thing that Zidane really wants to focus on is going forward. So it's really going to be interesting in the next few games how that develops. But I think so far we are seeing some kind of we're seeing some kind of foundations being placed, at Real Madrid. And I think that's very, very exciting for us. Because at the beginning it just looked like all over the place, but now it's looking like there's some direction, there's some trajectory. So I'm just hoping that in the next few games we see, more chances being created. And I think if we do, do that, then I think we'll be a lot better going forward. And Zidane did talk about that in his post-match conference. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the questions. He said there was a question, how do you feel taking a point from this game? This was in the post-match conference. He says, not good. He says, I think we deserved more. The players put in a shift, and it's a pity because there was a chance to get all 3 points. We couldn't get all 3 points, but defensively we didn't concede many chances. And it's good for us because I think we're strong defensively, but we know offensively we need to score. We need to do more. Yeah, obviously alluding to the offensive kind of we still need some how can I say this? We still need some drive going forward, I guess. And we're not seeing that at the moment, but I'm not too worried. It seems like Zidane, it seems like something he's building something at Real Madrid. And I think that's the most exciting part, is what I have to say. Let's see. So James says Casemiro, Valverde, Ramos, Carvajal, surprisingly Nacho were all great. I have to say, surprisingly, Nacho was really good. Considering his kind of lackluster beginning to the campaign, he was very, very good yesterday. So yeah, got to give credit to Nacho. Casemiro was good. Valverde, I didn't see too much from Valverde. The reason that is because I was just watching the second half and Valverde got subbed off. So I heard Valverde had a good game, so I didn't watch the first half too much. I wish I would have. Ramos I heard was good. Varane I have to say was pretty good too from what I saw. I thought Varane did a good job. Carvajal was good also. I just these players, sometimes they turn up and sometimes they don't turn up. So I think that's a problem too. Little Soccer League Academy says Hazard was shut down. Yeah, exactly. An absolutely atrocious performance, but we need to be patient. We know his quality. Keep in mind, he's just returning from injury. He needs to return to match fitness and drop weight. He was shut down. He wasn't man marked out of the game. And what I saw is just Atletico Madrid, they were really man marking him. They were cutting the passing lanes to Eden Hazard. You could say that Eden Hazard has to do a little bit more. I'm not going to give him too much stick at the moment. I think maybe in 2-3 games times I'll start giving him more stick. I think at the moment, like you said, Little Soccer League Academy, he's coming back from injury, so I'm not going to give him too much stick. I'm hoping to see the real Hazard soon. But there was a question about Eden Hazard in that post-match press conference. Let me actually get to it right now. Now that we're talking about it, let's see here if I can just find it. The question was, do you think there's a lot missing from Hazard to get to the top? I know Zidane was just, he's not too worried. He's like, no, just a little. It's missing just a little. But we have to stay with him. There was a lot of work to be done, and he did well in this. And it's true, we didn't have a lot of chances. We have to continue our work to improve in this aspect. So he kind of first talked about Eden Hazard, and then he kind of drifted off to the whole team. I think Eden Hazard, yeah, I'm going to be patient with him, just because I think we all know the quality that he has. But I would like to see that pretty soon. Definitely excited to see that pretty soon. Los Merengues TV says Atletico is a team well structured. Definitely. They really play as a team. Be it midfield or defense, their goals come from exploiting opponents' mistakes. They don't extract goals by offensive play. Yep, exactly. I think that was being said a lot yesterday. That really that's what they're good at doing, exploiting the team's weaknesses. John says Varane is improving. He's played really well since Sevilla game. I'm happy to see that because Varane was all over the place at the beginning of the season, and I was just really worried. And even last season, it's really up and down for Varane, but I really hope to see him much better in the coming games. And Les Merengues TV says, and to break that structure, we need someone with the mind who can split defenses with key passes and put in blind angle crosses. And most of all, an attacker who is capable of finding cheeky spaces. And that's very true, Les Merengues TV. I think that's exactly what we needed. I feel like, we're just putting crosses in, and it was just at the end, it was kind of nullified by all the Atletico players in the box, and I just feel like we need different ways to break through them, and I didn't see much of that. I just saw us kind of crossing the ball, hoping something would happen, and it didn't really happen, obviously. But Zidane's aware of that. He knows the problems, and I think going forward, at least being aware of that is very good. And now he knows he's going to need to work on that. Little Soccer League Academy says, all black, we need to buy. Also with Casemiro and Fede, fits Cruz perfectly. They do the dirty work while Cruz controls the tempo. With his passing masterclass, plus Cruz is not that mobile, so this is perfect. Yeah, exactly. Very true. Fede Valverde, I mean, he's looking pretty good, I have to say. I gave him a lot of stick last season, but so far, I mean, what I've seen from him is really good stuff. I guess very good game yesterday. I didn't see it too much, but that's very good for Fede Valverde. It's going to boost his confidence a little bit, and I really hope to see more from him. I really do think he has a potential. And James says Atletico fans booed Simeone for taking off a forward, Felix for a CDM Llorente. I did see that. I knew they were going to park the bus, right? Also funny how Llorente left us because he didn't want game time, but Valverde started for us and he was benched for Atleti. Surprising, man, for us. Surprising. But, I mean, I can understand Zidane didn't like Llorente. I mean, I didn't think he was going to get any game time either. So, for Llorente's career, I think I think it was probably the best move for Llorente. Los Merengues TV says, in my opinion, James could have started in the center instead of a holding player like Valverde. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. I know in the predicted lineup, I put James in the attacking midfielder position. But you're saying James could have started in the center instead of holding player like Valverde, and probably 4-4-2 with attackers capable of battling out with Atletico's defenders. That's not a bad one too. I was thinking I would have liked Thomas to have started the game. For me, I would have liked in a 4-3-3, but 4-4-2 maybe could have been, that could have happened as well. Little Soccer League Academy says we should have played Vinicius or Rodrigo last season. Vinicius terrorized the Atletico Madrid defense, and we should have played him or Vinicius once we knew Hazard was getting shut down. Fair point. Actually, that is a fair point. Actually, um, maybe realizing that Eden Hazard was shut down. Maybe we could have played someone else. Maybe it would have brought something different. In hindsight, I guess it's a little easier to say, but I mean, yeah, Vinicius, he could have been played, right? He could have been played. It is what it is. In hindsight, I guess it's a little easier to say. Also, we did a good job of shutting down Costa and even more Felix. Yeah, I thought we did a fantastic job at that. Those are two world-class players. We know what they're able to do. And to shut those two players down, I mean, very, very, very good from Real Madrid, I have to say. Very, very, very promising signs. Los Merengues TV says, but Bale isn't too smart with finding spaces in the attacker's role. Again, Bale can be a better goal scorer. Exactly. That's what I'd like to see from Gareth Bale. I feel like he's not having to attend those responsibilities. He doesn't feel the need to attend those responsibilities like before, and I wish I would have seen that from Gareth Bale. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But I would like to see that more from Gareth Bale. I know he's got it. I know he's got it in him. And Los Merengues TV, but again, Bale can be a better goal scorer. He tends to drift into the middle, sacrificing width. So it was a 4-4-2. Vasquez maybe. There you go on the right. Vasquez maybe on the right. Yeah, exactly. Lucas Vasquez, yeah. I mean, yeah, he could have done the job, especially versus Atletico Madrid. Los Merengues TV says, oh, but considering Bale, if he can stick to the right, then he can track back defensively on the right and now sacrifice width. And yeah, actually, Zinedine Zidane did talk about Gareth Bale, defensively, that he's very, very sound. And obviously in the era where we had Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano, there was not a lot of defending to do for those three. But now in this situation that we're in, Gareth Bale's having to do a lot more defending. Eden Hazard, James Rodriguez, they're having to do a lot more defensively. And Zidane did allude to this. There was a question about Gareth Bale, and then Zidane pretty much just said, "I think he's doing good. He can't, he's here. We can't change anything." I'm not sure if he's alluding to if he doesn't want him here. But anyways, he said all the players are here to do well, and I think he's doing well, especially because offensively, especially as a team, because offensively we need to do more. But he helps a lot. Gareth Bale helps a lot in defensive phases, and we noticed this. The team was a lot more comfortable when everyone was attending to defensive duties. So I know that Zidane did talk a lot about working as a team, working as a unit. It's just some kind of cohesiveness. I think that's super, super important. You look at Liverpool, Manchester City, they all work as a team, And if you can have the team, if you can have the individuals to work as a team, to work as a collective unit, you'll get a much more solid team, is what I have to say. When you have a bunch of individuals, it is at sacrifice of the cohesiveness of the team. So I'm going to get to the comments right now. Sorry, I didn't get to that. Let's see. So Los Merengues TV said he started as left back after all, and it shows, referring to Gareth Bale. Yeah, exactly. I think his left back, I would say the beginning of his career, obviously starting out left back, will have helped him in terms of defensive duties now. So Los Merengues League, not Los Merengues, Little Soccer League Academy says we need more creative midfielders and a ball-winning midfielder and a better, younger, more mobile midfielder like Sandro Tonali. You need to check him out because he's being tracked by the big boys. I think we do need some creativity. I know Pepe Valverde is one for the, you could say he's one for the present, I guess, but he did look really good, as some people were saying. Maybe he could be one, maybe he could be one to bring us forward. But we have Odegaard on loan, we have Kubo on loan, and I have a feeling we have someone else on loan. I can't remember the player, but you look at the players out on loan, and we do have some creativity there. So I think Odegaard will be more than ready next season. So if we bring in someone like Odegaard, I think that would be fantastic for us. His work rate has been really good also at Real Sociedad. So if we bring in someone like Odegaard, I think he can bolster the midfield a lot, immensely. And, that's for €0. We don't have to buy anyone. And I think Odegaard will be ready next season. You just have to take a look at his assists for Real Sociedad. And I can't remember who it was but his last game, super assist, is what I have to say. And James says, I always trusted Zidane, but now I'm really feeling like he can win trophies for us, says James. Yeah, me too. I just cannot believe at how much we've changed in the past 3 games. to barely concede any shots on target. And I think Zidane was saying 0 shots on target. In the post match press conference, I did see that there was one shot, like James was saying, there was one shot on target. But still, I mean, one shot on target in 3 games. I mean, it's really looking like we're building some solid foundations. And I just hope going forward that we can continue in this run of, in this run, because at the moment we are looking really good. Little Soccer League Academy says also Bale missed good chances yesterday, especially when he ballooned a golden chance. In acres of space, but let's not give him too much stick. Man, look, I want to give him some stick. I know he can do so much better there, and when I saw that, I was just like, oh man, he's got to do a lot better. Because Gareth Bale in those kinds of situations, he can do it. He can do it. And I was just kind of disappointed when he missed that, I have to say, but it is what it is. Los Merengues TV says, buddy, check out the X1. It keeps you. I know. Look, the thing. I put Marcelo in there. I wish I would have omitted him, but I didn't want to leave the gap there. And I know Nacho started, but yeah, sorry. I don't have the jersey for Nacho yet, so that's why I'm putting Marcelo there. I know. I'm hoping that next I'm pretty sure that I'll have it solved pretty soon, but at the moment, yeah, I do have that. I didn't want to leave the gap there. And Valverde wasn't a cam at all. It was Casemiro occupying more of a central defensive role. I really wasn't sure, to be honest. I really didn't check the formations yesterday, and it was just kind of a busy day yesterday, so I didn't really check the formations, to be honest. I really didn't know what was being played. So sorry about that, Little Soccer League Academy. Also, we need to trust Jovic and play him more. We know his qualities and need to play him and give him confidence, because once he has confidence, the Terminator is unleashed. I don't know if yesterday would have been the right game for Jovic, but we do need to trust him. I think what Zidane maybe wants to do is play him in the easier games, so that way he can score. He gets that confidence. Once he gets that confidence, then he'll be able to score. So I think Zidane is just kind of saving him for the easier games. So I think Jovic, it'll take a little bit of time before we see him start a lot more. But once he gets those goals banging, I think it'll be I think he's got a lot of goals in him. So I think we'll see Jovic banging in goals pretty soon. Little Soccer League Academy says, I think we need to register like Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso, world class, man. And yeah, something like that. And like Sandro Tonali, someone like that. Sandro Tonali, like you were saying, is someone that could do that. Vivov says, Jesus Christ, we played so well, but Hazard got dispossessed so many times. I know, and versus Sevilla, I think he got dispossessed like 7 times, which is the most for any players in the league. So it is a little bit worrying for Eden Hazard. I'm not going to get out of his case too much, but it is a little worrying, I have to say. I'm still going to give him time. I know he's got a lot of quality. I know, like Jonas was saying earlier, playing in a tiki-taka style would have probably suited him more. But then again, look, in hindsight, I guess it's easier to say, but we have him. He's got quality. He can adjust. He's a world-class player. So I think he'll be able to adjust. It's going to take a little bit more time. I think it's going to take some time. Little Soccer League Academy says Odegaard assist to Spanish Wonder Boy Oyarzabal was fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, world class. Unbelievable. The things that Odegaard is doing, and some people will say, like a few years ago, I remember it was like 4 years ago. He's going to be a flop. He's going to be this. He's going to be that, and now he's proven to be world class. So just crazy how things can change. Vibov says, and we were dependent on Benzema. Oh yeah, I did want to talk a little bit about that, but the dependency on Benzema, I thought it's going to kill us in the end. It's going to kill us. But we need other players who can do more for us, and our over reliance on Benzema is going to kill us, Although Benzema is a good player, he scores goals. I just think it's too much, He's not that kind of. He's the kind who's going to get us goal, but he's not the kind of who I want to rely on solely to depend for trophies, Although I know he's a good player, I think going forward, I don't want to just rely on him. I think Bale's got it in him. I think Hazard has got it in him. These players have to step up, really. Bale, for me, has to step up a little bit more. And I don't want to give him too much stick, but I think he does have to step up. He had a few chances yesterday, and he's got to make the most of them. It was easy for the backs to mark Benzema. Yep, Bob, that's a very good point. Too many Atletico Madrid defenders in the box, and as a result, very easy to mark Benzema. At Little Soccer League Academy, sorry guys, that why we need Sancho, Salah, or Mbappe. Maybe the 2 of them for Bale. That's okay. I kind of understand that. Bale's getting older. You could argue that Sancho is very young, Mbappe is young. They're the future. Bale is not the future. For me, I'd still go with Bale, but Mbappe. Yeah, of course, I would understand. Bringing in Mbappe. But yeah, look, if Bale needs to score. Bale needs to score. If he continues in this kind of form, I don't know. The boss says Bale missed an open chance, which was probably like our best chance, and you're absolutely right. Thank you for not being like one of those Madrid fans who judge players too early. I try to give players a lot of time. I'm pretty pragmatic when it comes to judging players. I'm not one to judge very quickly. Although I do have my ruthless side, I have to say. John says Real Madrid has defended really well as a unit in the past few games, so I still think Real needs to improve their passing game. Yes, I think so. And I think that'll probably come with Zidane just kind of implementing those things. I'm sure Zidane, he will have gleaned a few things from the match. He knows what needs to be done. He knows offensively we need to do a lot going forward. And I think he will know that. And as a result, he will try to improve that. Probably the passing game is something that will be improved if he improves those kinds of things. Little Soccer League Academy says, also in Zidane, I know we fans are fickle, but everyone was like Zidane out, bringing Mu, Poch, Klopp, Tuchel, and others. But let's stay with him. Let's not forget he delivered 3 Champions League. Yeah, I mean, I've always tried to back Zidane as much as possible. And like I've said, I will back him till the end. Unless things get to a situation where it's just, it's really, really bad. But I didn't see anything too bad at the moment from Zidane. There was one point where I was just kind of worried about what he's doing and stuff like that. But now he's really proving to be the coach to going forward. So yeah, Tony Cruz, man of the match, obviously, like Los Merengues TV was saying, and Thomas Partey, obviously their best player. There was a little bit of going back to the old tactics, trying to cross, hoping something will happen. Benzema being the only player in the box. Hopefully we can change that, but I know Zidane going forward will be able to change that. Everything seemed to break down in the final third, but defensively we're just looking really sound. I really like that. Like I said, my conspiracy theory is that we're having to do this defensive. We're having to build this defensive wall because we don't want to have any shots on Courtois. So Courtois can be played more and Zidane can play Courtois more. But no, I'm just kidding. Look, I'm just being a little how can I say, frivolous, I guess. Courtois, I know he's not the goalkeeper to bring us forward. I would like to see Areola, but it seems like Courtois is going to remain number one, and it sucks. Karim Benzema, obviously the over-reliance on him, kind of a disappointment. I don't want to see that. I want to see the other players step up. Bale has to step up. Hazard has to step up pretty soon. Hazard, I'm going to give him probably, I would say, 2 to 3 games. That's 2 to 3 weeks. If he can get 2 to 3 weeks of training, I think that's more than enough time to just lose that weight, to get fit again and things like that. So Hazard, 2 to 3 weeks to give him some time. Bale, I want to see more from Bale in terms of finishing. I want to give him like maybe a month. If I don't see improvement from that, then I don't know going forward. I don't know if we're going to have a lot going forward. But defensively, we're looking really sound, but we have to have something going forward. But obviously, we're still top of the league. Which is very, very nice. Something that no one really expected. So that's very interesting for us. And there was a question about in the post-match press conference, and it was, how close is this Madrid to the Madrid that you want? Was it just the goal? And he said, Zidane just said yes, but if you're 0-0 with the players we have, we could have risked more. And I do agree. Bale, Benzema, Hazard, we could have done more. I feel. But Zidane said, we're in this, we want to do more, and we'll do more. However, there is a rival who tries to contrast your offense, and now we just have to think about the next game. I think there was an opportunity to get more points. So yeah, obviously, I mean, Zidane was pretty disappointed. He was saying that we lost the 2 points, we could have gotten all 3 points, but look, for me, I thought it was a pretty good point. I know we could have probably gotten all 3 points, but we didn't create much. We had a couple chances, we had a couple good chances. Yes, we did, kind of miss our chances, but overall, I'm satisfied with the point. I'll take it. And there you have it. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get 2 to 3 minutes, guys. I'm probably going to end it there. But I want to get to the comments. Let's see here. Little Soccer League Academy says, we're too dependent on Big Ben's. Exactly. We need other players to step up, although we are heavily on Ronaldo during the 5 Champions League, where we're heavily dependent. But Ronaldo is the leader, most clutch player of all time. Yeah, exactly. I think the other players just need to step up. We need to have goals from midfield, even. Goals from midfield is something that's going to, if we can get 5 goals from midfield, that would be fantastic. 5 to 10 goals or something like that, that would really help us out. Little Soccer League Academy says, but Benzema is not Ronaldo. Exactly. And those chances that we're missing, obviously Ronaldo could have put them in. But Ronaldo's not here with us anymore. Ronaldo's not here with us. And exactly, David, crossing tactic is boring. It is. But I think Zidane will work on this. I think he knows that he has to work on this. So, I think going forward, I'm not too worried. I think he's going to do something else. Just like he did defensively. Defensively, we were very sound. Something that, we didn't see too much in terms of, the Real Madrid from 2 years back. We didn't see too much of that defensive, I would say like a bulwark at the back. But now we're seeing that a lot more, and that's something very, very different to Zidane. So I think Zidane's got more in his locker. So I'm hoping we do see more in terms of offensive display. So I'm pretty much going to end it there, guys. I want to thank you so much for being on. It's early in the morning for some of you guys. It's probably a good time for some of you guys in Europe. But I will always try to do probably a different time, so that way I can get different people on. I think it's kind of interesting, to be honest. But there you have it, guys. That's pretty much the end of that. I'm just going to get to a couple comments here, and then I'll end it there. Little Soccer League Academy says, also what position would you classify Odegaard? I think I would classify him as attacking midfielder. Although, I think he has a tendency to go on the right, but I think he has a tendency to go also in the middle quite a bit. So I would say attacking midfielder for me. And on transfer news, I hear we're battling for Ruiz with Barca, Juve, and Liverpool, but I hear Fabian Ruiz prefers a move to Real Madrid. I'm quite surprised, to be honest, if he prefers that. Fabian Ruiz is I think he's a center midfielder, if I'm not mistaken. I do remember with Real Betis, he had a really, really good season. I kind of wanted to go after him. I know we got Ceballos, and I was really happy with Ceballos, to be honest. But I was surprised we didn't go after Fabian Ruiz. That was a player that I always wanted to go after. If we do get someone like that, I think that would be good. I think that would be something that would interest Real Madrid because he's Spanish. It could be something good. Fabian Ruiz. I did see him play a little for Real Betis, and he looked really good, especially at that young age. So I can only imagine what he's doing now. So I haven't seen too much of him now, but I'm sure he's doing good. So that's all I have to say for you guys. I'm going to end it right there. Overall, I'm really happy with the point. I know Zidane was kind of dismal about the point, but what I have to say, I'm really, really happy with the point. We'll take it. We're still top of the league. Very, very nice. A lot of people will say, you don't deserve it, things like that. But no, we're top of the league for a reason. I think we have 0 losses, if I'm not mistaken, this season. So we have to give credit to Zidane. So there you go, guys. I'm going to end it right there. And Ansu Fati in a couple seasons. Ansu Fati is looking good. He's still young. He's a very, 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 very precocious teenager, but he's still very young. We'll have to see how he develops. And we need some more goal scoring midfielders. Yep, exactly. I think really that's what we need. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to end it right there. Thank you guys so much for being on. Like I said, really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for